Hey everybody, welcome to Q&A video number 33. Make sure to keep asking questions, doesn't matter about can be anything. Just know that I don't respond to review requests or Let's Play requests in these videos, but I will respond to them in the comments. So let's start with a question from Burning of Sodom 1. Do you think the new Rainbow Six will revamp the series? Probably not. Even with this new emphasis on storytelling, it's probably going to be pretty much the same as Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2 because they just sold pretty well. For Rainbow Six games, I should say. But, They're never going to go back to the stuff that actually made the series great to begin with, so it's not going to revamp the series. Even with this new emphasis, it's just not going to do it. Next one is from Automatic Spaz. What do you think is the universal weakness of bad popular games? You can raise some good points on a lot of games, but then other times you base it on sole opinion. Would it be any of the following? Shallow games that don't fully deliver on promises or give a half-baked final product? Convention leaves a lot to be desired? Things like loot addiction, tedious quests, and standard storylines? Lack of polish? Any other criteria? Well, most of these bad popular games aren't really lacking in polish. In fact, they're fairly well polished. But, most of the stuff you suggested there was all stuff that could be attributed to really anything. Except for the loot addiction and tedious quests thing. That's mostly games like Diablo and its ilk. So, yeah. Convention, that could be anything. Shallow games or half-baked final products, that could be anything. I mean, look at Sword of the Stars 2. That was a very unfortunate circumstance. But it's not popular. I mean, it does fairly well, but it's not a very popular game. So, it's kind of hard to say that. Standard storylines, a game can be good despite its story. That happens all the time. So, I don't really think there is a universal weakness. Maybe people just like playing bad games. I don't understand why. I mean, I like the game E.T. on Atari 2600 just because it's hilarious. I mean, it's a terrible game, but it's just hilarious to play. So, it's something that I can't really say why people like these games as much as they do. It's like Minecraft, for instance. I will never understand why people enjoy that. It's really tedious to me. But people enjoy that, I guess. As for games that are just mechanically bad, and yet people enjoy them anyway, despite them being just terrible all around, I don't really understand that, and I don't think we ever will. So, it's unfortunate, but that's how it goes. Next one is from Crimson Hawkarts. Do you hope to see a more evident divide in the gaming world, where the more PC-like games, such as FPSs and strategy games, stay put, and the more lighthearted, simpler, and controller-friendly titles are on consoles? I don't really care. In case you didn't know this, PC gaming has had access to gamepads and console-like controllers basically since consoles have been around. So, well, at least since PCs have been around, I should say, because consoles came out before them. But back in the day, I used to have a gamepad, and I don't have it anymore, but I used to have one, and so it's just something that it depends on the game. I would prefer to see the stuff like FPSs and strategy games stay more on PC, because that just suits them better. I mean, the control scheme just works better on PC for certain types of games than it does for other ones. I mean, if you've ever played a real-time strategy game on console, you know what I'm talking about. It is atrocious to play an RTS on console. I played Halo Wars, for instance. Not only was that game just terrible, but the controls were so awkward and so just unnatural, you couldn't just get into it. I don't really know why people would bother doing something like that. So, yes, I would prefer those types of games stay on PC, where the more controller-friendly stuff is on console. But I don't really care if they get stuff like FPSs. I mean, those work on console. They're not ideal, but they work. Your precision is going to be terrible, but they work. They're okay. It depends on the game. But I don't really care so long as our PC versions are good, not the crap we've been getting. I mean, look at Rockstar Games, for instance. The PC ports of GTA 4 and LA Noire. Well, LA Noire is literally unplayable. I mean, there's a huge number of people who just can't get the game to work at all. I'm one of them. So, no more of that crap. Just get rid of that crap. Give us good PC ports, and I'll be happy. But, yeah. Next one is from Mr. Dart Twister. D-Buddy, what do you think about everyone comparing everything to Call of Duty? I found a comment one day comparing Skyrim to Call of Duty. That's BS, in my opinion. Yeah, it's kind of sad, actually. But, the thing about Call of Duty is it can be compared to a lot of things if they're first-person shooters. Because a lot of FPSs follow that Call of Duty style. So, in that particular sense, comparisons are perfectly valid. If there are systems that are very much like Call of Duty systems, you can compare those, and that's perfectly fine. But comparing Skyrim to Call of Duty, yeah, that is kind of weird. I gotta admit that. Even though they're both first-person action games, and Skyrim is definitely not a role-playing game at all. No, I'm not being sarcastic there. It's not a role-playing game. But yeah, it's kind of sad that everything gets compared to Call of Duty, no matter what it is. I've seen people comparing platformers to Call of Duty sometimes. I'm like, wait, what? So, yeah, it's kind of sad, but in the cases where it's valid, I'm fine with it. In the cases where it's not, what is this? I don't even. And the last one for today is from Movie Cowboy 2012. Do you have any aspirations to work in the gaming industry? If so, in what capacity? Well, yeah, I mean, I want to do some indie game development, but other than that, maybe if I can get paid for what I'm doing now, that'd be nice. But other than that, I can't really think of anything. I just like doing reviews. I like gaming in general. I like just the idea of game development and such, getting my ideas out there in the creative world. But I don't think I would want to work for any of the big companies. I don't think I would want to be into games journalism, because that'd be pretty awful. But just keep doing what I'm doing, I guess, and then get into indie development. I don't know how the indie development's going to happen, but we'll see. Anyway, that was Q&A 33. Make sure to keep asking questions. I need them for future videos. So there you go, folks. I'll catch you guys in later videos.